Real quick, just another reminder to everybody, I'm giving away a PS5 Pro this month. To join, the link is pinned in chats on Twitch and on YouTube. Go there, click the link, enter your information. You get extra entries if you complete each of these little activities. So do that, you get entered, and then we'll do the drawing live when we do the official giveaway at the end of the month, okay? Hell yeah. Do you want to just feel better about yourself real quick? I feel like this is an important thing. Group therapy sessions with Luke. I think that's something we need to do more regularly. Just something to make you guys feel better about yourselves. This guy, I think he streams on Twitch or something. He shared this screen cap and screen grab of all of his microtransactions on NBA 2K25.
$32,831.68 on this game. I'll say it again, $32,831.68.
This man has spent $32,000 on NBA 2K25. I don't even understand how you could do that, but like, look at this. Look at this specifically, okay? If we go back to when he's zooming down it, okay, scrolling down. He's playing once every few days. But right here, like, for example, on the 31st, he spends enough. He buys 3 of these 450,000 virtual currency packs. These are each $100 packs. With tax, they go to 107. Just there, he spent $321. $321 in one day. The next day he boots up, and he only bought 2, to be fair. Okay, he only spent $214. The next day he bought an even bigger pack, 2 of them. So he spent $321 on the 4th. On the 5th, he only bought small stuff. He only bought the bonus offer for 22, and then he bought a couple more that I guess were cheaper. And you can see some of these days he only bought 1. He only spent 160 on the 18th. The day before he spent 160. 2 days before that he spent 160. The day before that spent 107. The day before that he did renew his PlayStation Plus Essential. Okay. 12 month. He redeemed that. But he also spent 107. Like, this is what I try to tell you when I say that the whales are the ones that keep these games afloat. The average gamer spends nothing on these games. The average gamer doesn't spend anything on these. They play them free. They sit through the ads. They grind out the battle pass for free, and that's what they do. But there's 1% that maybe spends 20, 30 bucks. They buy the season pass, premium, whatever, and that's it. But 1/10 of 1% are spending tens of thousands of dollars on these games. Essential and not premium. I mean, he's on a budget. He doesn't want to be wasteful with his or careless with his spending, you know? Tens of thousands of dollars. And this is just on NBA 2K25, okay? Typically, and we looked at it on stream. There was actually a study done by one of these investment analysis firms, that looks at the gaming industry specifically. And they dug into whale spending behaviors and stuff. And typically, if somebody is a whale in one game, they are a whale in another as well. There's very few whales that just have one game they focus on and hyperfixate on. It's pretty typical. If you play one mobile game and you spend a crap ton of money on it, you're also spending a crap ton of money on other mobile games too. Maybe not as much, but still way more than you should be. Way more, okay? I don't even know what you spend this virtual currency on. I don't know how you could possibly do that, but this dude has like an actual problem. At least you go to Vegas and you gamble, you can win money. At least, you go and you have an addiction to hookers, you get some poontang. At least if you have an addiction to Warhammer, you get figurines you could even resell hypothetically, right? You spend it on cocaine, you get a little something to make you feel good. This is just sad. This makes me sad. But you do this and
live with the consequences.
You have to live with the consequences. This is wild. This whales are intelligent creatures. This doesn't make sense. Here's the thing. I'm sure there are some whales in these games that are just genuinely kind of dumb and don't realize or don't care or both that they're spending that much money. But for a lot of whales, this is like an actual gambling addiction. Like they actually struggle with stopping themselves. They will say, and they will film videos saying, I spent $32,000 on this game. I don't even know how. I'm going broke because of this game. I don't know what to do. Like there will be people who will say that, but they keep spending because it's like, it's an actual addiction. And there's different types of addictions. There's process addictions. Like for example, a lot of people who think they're addicted to coffee and Starbucks, they're not actually addicted to Starbucks. They're addicted to the process. They're addicted to the drive-through, to the getting a nice warm cup with their name written on it, you know? And it's similar with this, like, process addictions. Behavioral addiction, as it's also called, refers to compulsive behaviors that an individual engages in and continues to do despite harmful consequences. Process addictions are like substance addictions in that the individual is unable to stop or cut down on the behavior even though negative outcomes are occurring and they're aware of them usually. It is unlike a substance addiction in that the desirable high from dopamine and the other hormones is not from drugs or alcohol, but from the behavior itself. And this is where, like, when people get into this, they get into the habit of like, I'm used to the colorful sparks when I open the loot box or when I open the pack or whatever. And I'm used to, you know, when I go to Starbucks, I get the coffee and maybe they recognize me. They say, hi, good morning. I get my coffee. I get my lemon pound cake. I drink it. It tastes really good. And then I also hear the ding when I register this, and it's like a Pavlovian response where I get my yummy coffee when I hear the ding of spending money, and they get addicted to that routine, to that process. And it's bizarre because it's not a chemical addiction like alcohol or heroin or something. It's literally to like bells and whistles and dings and stuff in mobile games and in loot boxes and stuff. But it's a science. They know what they're doing. It's why freaking those things. You pull the lever and then it spins and spins and then it lines them up. What the hell is that called? A slot machine. Thank you, JRP. Slot machines, yeah. It's why those all work the same way with the dings and the bells and the shiny lights and everything. It's all just taking advantage of these particular things in people's brains that give them a little shot of dopamine, and then it hooks people who are sensitive to these types of addictions. And so they get caught in this and they will spend tens of thousands of dollars. It's why it would be really interesting if these games had like a cap on spending. It's like, okay, you cannot physically spend more than $500 in these games. Anything more than that is egregious, and we won't let you spend any more than that. These games overnight would be shut down and would be unprofitable. Like they wouldn't work because they're kept afloat by these guys who are going to spend that much money on these things. How do you even buy an NBA 2K? You get currency packs, and I guess the currency packs, has somebody played NBA 2K? What do you even buy with them? Clothes and tattoos? No way you're just buying cosmetics. Is he spending $33,000 on cosmetics? That's somehow even sadder than if it's pay to win. If it's pay to win, at least like, oh, you're addicted to winning in the game, so you're spending money like that. Stats, my team, customizations. Okay. Loot boxes for cards, I assume. That's kind of what I'm assuming too. But this is crazy. And as I've told you guys before, there's multiple reasons why they use virtual currencies, why they'll sell you 700,000 tokens instead of just letting you buy this card pack for $5 and then this character for $2 and this skin for $1. For one, it's because when you separate it out, it's the same reason they do it in an arcade as well. You don't feel like you're spending money. Like you have 700,000 credits. That's kind of separated out in your brain from the actual money you're spending. You're spending $150 when you buy 700,000 credits, but when you spend 100,000 credits, your brain is not registering that you're actually spending a significant chunk of change. Like it just doesn't connect it. It's like, it's whatever, ignore it. It doesn't matter. But the other piece of this is that these credits are a separate issue from what you're buying. So if you go to like 2K support and you say, hey, I didn't mean to buy that 700,000 credits worth of microtransactions, or I was super drunk and I did it accidentally, or my kid did it or whatever, because that is one step removed from your actual money. They just have to refund you the credits. They don't have to refund you the money. And the credits don't cost them anything. So even if there's some issue where they have to refund you, they just give you credits back. They never have to give you money back, which is why they also disclose it's considered an in-game item for the purposes of the Steam refund offer. So as you can see, refunds on in-game purchases. They'll offer refunds for in-game purchases with any Valve-developed games within 48 hours, so long as it's not been consumed. Third-party devs will have the option to enable refunds for in-game items on these terms. Steam will tell you at the time of purchase if the developer has opted to offer refunds in the in-game item you are buying. Otherwise, in-game purchases in non-Valve games are not refundable through Steam. And I would guess they're not refunding you. I don't think they're going to give you your money back. So anyway, we like half jokingly, yeah, you feel better about yourself when you see this because you're like, at least I'm not spending $32,000 on NBA 2K. But you look at this as he scrolls it. This is every few days. Like he took a day off on the 12th. He spent $400+ on the 12th. And then on the 14th, where is it? Right here. We'll say 3, 4, 5. He's spending $500-$600 on some of these days. And it's every couple days. He's spending more and more and more. This is the slideshow of an addict. So he does deserve some sympathy. And I hope he figures it out. Because damn, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. I hope he can get some help. Get some help. Because my God. And you see other people in the comments. I've spent a little over $1,000 in total from 2K13 to 2K25, and I thought that was absurd. It is. I think I've spent $10 in 2K history. That's only because I stopped playing career after 16. Dude. But then you see, these videos, maybe, for 2K, they're even good. Because they're like, yeah. So now the people that spent $500, now they feel like that's not that bad. And they feel justified in doing that. I only spent $1,000. I'm fine. No, that's still bad. That's not good. Stop. No. Like, I hope these people can get some help. There are resources out there. We just Googled one, outlet that does process addiction help. The biggest thing is you just have to cut it cold turkey. There's people who are like, oh, well, I'll just only play it once a week. You can't do that. You just have to cut it out of your life. If you're susceptible to this stuff, you got to snap out of it. If you're an alcoholic, don't drink a beer. Don't get close to it. You just can't do it. It sucks. It's not fair. I get it. But if your brain is wired that way, where it can be taken advantage of by these slimy practices, it's going to do it. Like you gotta do it. But be aware that like, you wonder why there's Beavis and Butthead skins in Call of Duty. You wonder why they do the crazy like Family Guy, Stewie Griffin, whatever crossovers, have Roger from American Dad, Ricky Spanish in Call of Duty lobbies. It's because there are people like this that will buy every single skin available in the game at full price the moment it drops because they just can't help themselves. The vast majority of people are not buying it, but a lot of them are buying everything. And they're the ones that keep the game afloat, ultimately. So wish him the best. I don't know who this guy is, but wish him the best. Seems like he needs it. Can you imagine when you come out of it? Like say you overcome this. This is part of what the addiction does. It's the sunk cost fallacy where like they get caught up in the spending. He's like, I already spent $30,000. I can't stop now. Otherwise that will all have been for nothing. Because imagine what happens. Like imagine he cuts it cold turkey and then he's like, okay, I won't touch it again. I will never play the game again. You're just accepting that $30K is gone. It's just in the wind. Sunk down the toilet. But that's what you have to do. You have to just accept it and move on. You can't come up with excuses and reasons to keep going. Either way, you've spent the money. It's out there. You got to move on. But man, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. And this is the stuff he shared. Imagine how many people out there have spent crazy money like that and are not sharing it or keeping it like locked down and private because they're embarrassed by it. Probably just as many, if not more. He took my thing.